Hey, what is going on? And what a great time. What a great time it is. We were finally, we've gotten through the Get Out of Debt series, and hopefully everyone was able to take something away from that. If you were able to tune into all four of the parts, I'm really excited that you were able to do that. And I was hoping that in that series that it would help someone out there get the knowledge, motivation, and just that drive to get started, to get out of debt and get on that get out of debt journey. So if you missed it, go back, check out the last 4 episodes of the Financial Mirror, as the Get Out of Debt series is actually just what I finished last week. And you've got to start clearing out the debt so that you can be on your way to financial freedom, and that's going to sort of bring us right into this episode. I wanted to follow up with people coming out of debt. So now I think it's very important that we shift that focus and we start talking about something that society has sort of changed our perception on. And I think that that's something that we really have to work to fix, especially for anyone that is just getting out of debt, getting that very realistic set of principles, that realistic set of, in definitions, right? Like, not redefining what words mean, but really focusing on what wealth is. So you can see by the title of this episode that wealth is literally the part of the money that you can't see. Like, you don't see the wealth. So I wanted to work on that. I think that we need to work to fix how that sort of that word is now being used. The term wealth is really thrown around, and I don't think that we truly have defined it correctly as a society, and how we've defined it has changed a lot of perception that we currently see today. So I want to clear the air on wealth and how this single most important thing that you can do, how wealth is the single most important thing you can do to living a financially free, stress-free life, building a legacy for you and your family, and ultimately just building out that future. So I think it's a very important concept that once you realize it's literally like that aha moment, right? That the light switch clicks on and you say, wow, I don't need that. I need to focus on building wealth. That's what I need. That's that aha moment. That's the part where life begins to change. Honestly, I think the single misunderstanding is one of the things that are keeping most people from creating this life financially that they've always dreamed of. This is honesty. I mean, this is honesty. Wealth, and this idea of I don't need that. I need to build wealth, focusing on that. That's what I need to work on, is truly the one thing that's keeping people from achieving that financial dream that they've always had. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how. So what is wealth? I'm going to start off. I wanted to define it. I wanted you to understand what wealth is, not just this conceptual thing that society has created, but more importantly, what exactly wealth is in a whole, and how we can sort of change our mind, rewire our brain to understand how we can use wealth to better ourselves. Like I said, better your financial future, better the financial stability of your family, so forth and so on. So a quick Google search says that wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. That's what a quick Google search says. Webster sort of says the same, but they also use abundant supply, all property that has money value or an exchangeable value. And then you can sort of see that this can be slightly misleading, right? This can be definitely slightly misleading. It's using this example of an abundance of valuable possessions. Some people think of a brand new Tesla as being a valuable possession. Not so fast. Hold your horses. So I guess a Tesla could be fast, right? But a Tesla, it's, to be honest with you, it's not a valuable possession, because I'll tell you right now, a Tesla will be worth much less than, if you bought one today, it would be worth much less in 10 years than you bought it for today. I can guarantee you that. I mean, I can guarantee you that. Like that's for sure, right? So what is what is wealth, right? What are these valuable possessions? Well, we're going to get to it. So it's this Tesla, to some, may be a valuable possession, but why is it not wealth, right? Like, why is me not having a Tesla make me wealthy? I thought that's why I bought the Tesla. Come on, man. Like, I bought the Tesla to be wealthy. No. So what about, moving on from the Tesla, everybody wants the Tesla, but moving on, what about an abundance of money, right? That was another part of the definition, an abundance of money. Well, money, by definition, is a medium exchange that we collectively accept as that has a certain value based on many things. Now, how is an abundance of money not wealth? Well, this one is extremely easy, and because we're going through some extreme inflation shifting right now. Therefore, if your money is sitting in a shoebox somewhere, it's literally losing, as of right now, about 5.4% of its value. And if you have it in a savings account, like let's say that you're not doing the shoebox route and you have it in a savings account, it's only increasing in value it's only decreasing in value at about 4.9%, because you're getting about 0.5 off of the savings account. So it's still decreasing in value sitting in your savings account, just not as much. So as you can see, this current definition of wealth can be super duper misleading, can make people think of wealth in the completely wrong way. So what is a good example of wealth? And don't worry, I told you, I got you taken care of. We're going to get you that. So a great quote that helps when you're trying to define wealth and you're trying to really figure out how you're going to define wealth, how you're going to, sort of visualize this thing called wealth. Morgan Housel says in The Psychology of Money, which is a great read, by the way. If you need a book to pick up, The Psychology of Money is a great one to jump in on, dive into, and really start to learn, sort of how money and how you think about it type of thing works. But he says in the book, in the book, Housel says, wealth is what you don't see, right? So Wealth is something that you don't see. So spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. I'm going to say it again. Wealth is what you don't see. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money, right? Like, looking at the pictures, like buying the mansion, right? Like, look on the picture on the screen. Buying that mansion is, if you can't afford that mansion, I'm gonna speak the term afford very loosely here, because I don't think that anyone needs a house that big. First off, I don't see the value. I'm sure these mansions that people own, there's like a family of 4 living in it. I'm not sure why it's necessary, but go for it. But that what Housel said is very, very accurate. And from the previous example, like I said, the Tesla, you can see a Tesla, yes, but does driving, wealth you don't see, but you can see a Tesla. So does driving a Tesla, or let's use a more expensive car like a Maserati or something like that, does driving a Maserati make you look like you have money? Well, yeah, obviously you're driving around a car that cost you $80,000 plus. But are you wealthy? Well, not exactly. People think you're wealthy, right? You're driving around an $80,000 plus car, but are you wealthy? Well, you might be. I'm not saying you're not wealthy. You might easily be wealthy, but you could also be that could have been, all of your money if you bought it cash, or you could just be $80,000 in debt, right? So it's a lose win type thing. But in reality, people look at you as being wealthy, right? Because our society has given this idea that wealth is you're wealthy if you have the symbols that we look at as being wealthy. So nice cars, big vacations, big homes, nice clothes, nice watches, like things like that have become what society considers to make you wealthy, and it couldn't be further from the truth. So why can't you see wealth? If there's all these things, you're probably wondering, so you're going through all this, you're telling me, why can't I see wealth? I see the cars, I see the house. We all have eyes. We see everything. Well, you're right. We can see everything. So what is it? Housel goes right into his book and defines exactly why you can't see it. And this is going to shock you, but I'm going to read that. But in today's time, when you ask people to describe wealth, they think of things like money, cars, clothes, houses. Housel clears it up in the book, and he says it perfect. Wealth is the nice cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the watches not worn, the clothes forgone, and the first class upgrade declined. Wealth is financial assets that haven't yet been converted into the stuff you see. You see where we went with that, right? I know it's shocking. Like, that will blow your mind, because wealth is the cars that you didn't buy, the clothes that you didn't buy, the house that you didn't buy, the first class seat that you didn't upgrade to, because sitting with people is the same in the first class versus the non-first class. Yeah, you have a little more room, but it's the same. You're going from point A to point B. So being wealthy does not mean these symbols. Being wealthy has nothing to do with the symbols that we as a society have created and people want to buy into. And that's what absolutely could not be further from the truth. That you're actually more likely to not be wealthy by buying into these things, right? Wealth is all those nice things that you don't have, not what you do have, right? That's the part that you have to remember. So because I continue, before I continue, I want you to know that none of this means you can't have nice things, okay? First and foremost, this does not mean you can't have nice things. None of this means that you must forego every part of life that is nice, live in a box, eat Lunchables and ramen noodles and rice and beans. This is simply a mindset. It is simply a mindset. I learn best through example, so I'm going to give you an example so that you can sort of see where I'm coming from. So let's think about this average person, right? Average person. Didn't mean to do that. Let's think about this average person, and do you know what? I like giving people names. What do we want to say? So let's talk about Sarah. Sarah is our average person today. So congratulations, Sarah. You just became average. All right. Maybe Sarah was below average. Maybe it was an upgrade. I don't know. Anyways, Sarah's average. Do you know what Sarah eats at night? Do you see what Sarah wears every day? Do you know how much Sarah has in her bank account? Do you know how much Sarah has in retirement? Well, I can answer this question for you. Most likely not. Probably. I'm pretty confident. Most likely not. So let's take someone else. So before I'm going to wrap all this up, but I'm going to tie these two together. But let's take someone else. Let's think about Joneses. I'm gonna say that Joneses. I'm gonna choose the name Joneses because of keeping up with the Joneses, that saying out there. But so we got Sarah and we have Joneses. So let's say that Joneses is out there. Do you see what? So Sarah is up there. Do you see what Joneses eat at night? Well, probably, because people that keep up with the Joneses, they're probably posting about it on IG every day, right? most likely. Oh, look at my new $60 steak dinner that I had at my local steakhouse or whatever. I don't know. Look at my $27 martini that I'm drinking. Yeah. So Joneses probably lets you know what they're eating at night. Do you see what Joneses wear every day? Well, probably, because they have to post these glorious pictures with this beautiful sunset behind them, right? Like, you probably see what Joneses is wearing every day. And you probably also know what Joneses drives, because what Joneses drives is that pride and joy, right? They love the pride and joy of that car they drive. But do you see what's in Jones's bank account? Do you see their debt amount? Well, no, you don't. And this is why you can't see wealth, because out of all of those things that Jones's has, all those nice meals, all those nice cars, all those nice clothes, you don't see what Jones's actually has. Sarah, on the other hand, is up there and probably has way more net worth, way more money than Jones's has, but Sarah doesn't show it. Sarah might be above average. Sarah might have all the money in the world, but you will never know it, because Sarah is not worried about showing you what Sarah has. Joneses want you to know what they have. So this is a perfect saying that is constantly said, but rich people stay rich by living like they're broke. Broke people stay broke by living like they're rich. So if you ever want to, build wealth, you can't be out to buy things to show, this artificial wealth image that society thinks that wealthy is, right? So when you think about it, people that have a long-term outlook on life, looking at sort of how they can improve their wealth, commonly measured, as I stated earlier, as net worth, not like showing off, quote unquote. I think the new term, what's the new term, flexing? People that flex. I think that's a new term, right? So don't hold me to it, but I think flexing, people that are flexing, or people who are wealthy, normally don't show it. So if you're seeing people that are trying to show off this new car they bought, or trying to, wear all these nice clothes, I'm not saying that they're broke. So let me clear the air. I'm not saying they're broke. But what I am saying is that people that have vast amounts of money tend to not really care about that. Just so you know. So how you want to be there, right? Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to build wealth. So how do you build wealth? Well, I'm going to start off by saying the first easiest thing you can do is stop wasting money on things you buy because you want people to think you have money. So that's the easiest way. So to be honest with you, no one really cares what you have. I'm just being honest with you. Well, actually, hold on. Let me clarify. People that actually are trying to build wealth don't care that you just bought your brand new iPhone. Like, they actually don't really care. Like, they really don't care. So the people that you're impressing are also people that are just going out and spending money recklessly, because they want to spend money, and then they want to tell you about, what all they bought and everything that they got. So how do you do it? It's a simple process, and you can continue to do this as a constant loop. Like, this can continue forever and ever. And every time you go through the entirety of the loop, you pretty much are just going to add more money to your account. Okay. You're going to add more wealth. Your net worth is going to grow. Okay. So it's very crucial that you just treat this like a just an forever loop, constantly just going through the motions, and it gets easier and easier. You get more proficient at it over time. It's just something you do. So the first thing that you need to do to start to build wealth is to earn more income, earn more money, get more money. So this can be earn more money from your main job. This can be from a side hustle. This can be Maybe you're not earning more money, but you're cutting excess spending, which in turn is creating more. You're keeping more of your hard-earned cash, right? So that's still earning money. If you're keeping more of your hard-earned cash, you're technically earning more money each month. So the important part here is that there is absolutely 1,000% unequivocally no like limit to how much income you earn. The great part is the harder you work, the more knowledge and education you get, the more qualifications you pick up, the more creative you get, the more money you earn, right? I'm going to go through those again. So the harder you work, knowledge and education you get, more qualifications you pick up, more creative you get, the more money you will earn. All of this is going to lead to future income potential in your life, okay? So I've went over in previous episodes. I've talked about this before. It's all about generating more cash. It's all about your income is your single most important wealth building tool. You've got to have income to start building wealth. I didn't say you have to have tons of income. I said you have to have income, specifically positive cash flowed income that you have that you can start utilizing to build wealth. So that's the first thing. You've got to earn extra money. So what do you do next? Well, the second thing, you've got to put your money someplace that it is going to grow. In layman's terms, you don't need the money in the shoebox under the bed. This is not going to build wealth. As I told you, you're losing 5.4% in June. As of June 2021, you are losing 5.4% of your money. It's decreasing in its value as of right now, just by sitting in a shoebox under your bed. Totally not worth it. You need money somewhere that it can outpace inflation and you can build wealth in the process through the use of compound interest, right? This could be mutual funds. This could be putting money into IRA and 401k accounts. This could be through the investment of stocks. This could be through real estate. Anywhere you're taking your earned money and growing it, that's step 2 of this continuous loop of wealth building, right? You earn more money, you put that money somewhere where you can begin to grow it. That whatever, IRAs, 401ks, brokerage accounts, through investing in stocks, through real estate. If you want to do fix and flips, if real estate's your thing, you're doing fix and flips, you're doing rental properties, you're doing whatever. You've got to figure out where can I put my money to grow? Where can I put my money to let it build, let myself grow wealthy? That's number 2. That's step 2. The last thing you do in this continuous cycle is stay out of debt. You have to stay out of debt. You cannot be going in debt when you're trying to build wealth. When you're building wealth, debt is your absolute worst enemy. Okay? If you're growing wealth, debt is only setting you back. If you're trying to build tons and tons of wealth in your life, debt is only setting you back. So think about it. The calculation for net worth is your assets, or things that make you money, minus your liability, or the things that you owe. So you have to grow this, right? If you keep adding stuff to your liabilities column, you are throwing your hard-earned income at debt, and you're not actually building wealth. Think about that. In that equation, behind that minus sign is everything that you owe. If everything that you owe is growing more than everything that you're making on the asset side, you will eventually be in the negatives. Okay? So you're further and further away from wealth building. You've got to stay out of debt. You've got to stay out of debt. It's the single most important thing that you can do is steer free. Steer free. What is a steer free? Steer free of debt. Steer far away from debt. You've got to stay away from it, and you will build wealth. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And when you go through this circle, as I said, it's a continuous circle. Earn more income, put more into investments, stay out of debt. Earn more income, go earn income somewhere else, Put it toward investments, stay out of debt, go find somewhere else, earn more income, continue finding income. That doesn't mean that your other 4 income sources are gone. Create another income source. Be creative. Come up with ways that you can earn money and be creative and go do it. That's key. That's important. That's what's going to help you do it. So wrapping this up, I hope you can see that wealth is actually not what you see, right? Wealth is not at all what you see. It's the furthest thing from it. So it actually is so much more than that is. And when you get on track to know that you have the ability to build wealth, you will quickly, and I mean quickly, see how unimportant getting that new car is, how unimportant that $100 shirt is, how unimportant that new phone is. You start to realize that all that stuff that you were accumulating, spending your hard-earned money on, it's really not what you needed, and you'll quickly find out that that's not what you needed. That's not what it's not giving you the kind of return that you want to see out of your money. The happiness that comes when you buy things is normally very, very short-lived. So by knowing that, if you're buying things out of the feel good that it gives you whenever you buy it, and it makes you feel good because you just bought this and you're going to love it and all these things, that normally wears off pretty quick. But when you have this long-lasting account and you're seeing it grow and it's growing money and you're not even doing anything, it's just sitting there and it's growing money, that's the kind of lasting impact, the lasting happiness that you want to see. So one of the things you can do is live life through a mindset that's focused on long term. So investing is all about being slow and steady. It's all about living sort of within your means and allowing your income to grow for the long haul. You've got to understand that you work hard for your money, and over time your money will grow if you utilize these investment accounts correctly. All these places that you're putting your money to grow, if you utilize those correctly, your money, all the hard work you're doing for your money, it will start to work for you. And this is important. And when you finally buy into this, you will truly start to see that all this is going to pay off. So I want to leave you with this final thing. The next time you want something, I want you to ask yourself, do I really need this? I want you to ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I buying this for me? That's another question. Am I buying this for me, or am I buying this so others can see I have it? Okay. Maybe one trick that's out there is maybe wait 30 days to see if you still want it. This is a very common trick. It sort of helps keep you from impulse buying. So if you want something, let's say like I want a new TV, and what I would do is I would write that down. I'd write that down on like a refrigerator notepad, or maybe just on a regular notepad, or maybe a reminder on my phone or whatever. And I say, until these 30 days are up, I'm not going to buy this TV. Then what happens is throughout the 30 days, you may continue to research it, maybe find the better price, right? Like you have 30 days. What are you going to do in 30 days? Well, you'll probably do some research. You'll probably continue to read reviews. You'll probably do all these things, find better pricings. Or on the flip side, you're like, wow, 30 days. And you waited 30 days, and then you may not even really want it anymore, right? So it sort of helps, just a little trick to help with impulse buying. But one thing I just want to continue to stress and remember, wealth is not what people see, but instead wealth is your little secret. The one thing that people, when they look at you, do not know about. Okay. Last thing, if you need someone to help you in your financial journey, a financial coach could be just what you need to push you along, motivate you, and get you all the right resources and tools needed to have you on your way to financial freedom. I serve as a financial coach, and I would love to help you with any of your financial needs that you have. Just go over to thefinancialmirror.org/contact, fill out the contact form, and I will get connected with you, and we will figure out how I can best assist you to reach your financial goals. So with that, I always am so appreciative of all the support that I continue to receive on the channel through all the subscriptions, the likes, the follows, etc., and everything that everyone is doing to continue to show this show all the support. And the one thing that I ask is, if you enjoy this or you know someone else that could use this information, please don't hesitate. Share the podcast, share the Facebook, share the YouTube. Anywhere that you're enjoying this, share it with someone that you know could use this information. And it not only helps me, but hopefully it's helping them as well get to where they want to be financially. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next week, peace. I'll see you then.